Hello friends, in process costing further we are left with one concept, but very important concept from exam point of view, that is treatment of work in progress in process costing, WIP. It will be treated using concept of equivalent production. One very important concept which will be handled with the help of three new statements that you will understand today. First of all, in process costing, all questions you have done so far, there was no WIP. From process 1, completed units went to process 2. From process 2, completed units went to process 3. From process 3, completed units went to process 4. If that was last process, from process 4, the completed units went to finished goods stock. When sold, the cost went to cost of sale, and in costing P&L we got the profit. This much is what we have done already. In none of the processes earlier, you got work in progress. What do you understand by WIP? Material introduced, some labor cost incurred, some overhead cost done. Not complete cost. Some cost is done, some cost is yet to be done in the next year, but as the year is completed, there is work in progress. There can be opening WIP, there can be closing WIP, we have to deal with the same. If in one completed units, there is 100 rupees of material, 80 rupees of labor and 20 rupees of overhead, if the unit is completed, the valued cost per unit from that process point of view is 200. But because it is WIP, all 200 rupees have not been incurred. Some cost is yet to be incurred. That is why it is WIP. If all the cost has been incurred, there is a complete unit from that process point of view. So whenever there is WIP, remember, whenever there is WIP, we will not compute valued cost per unit. We will not compute valued cost per unit. Some students say, great, we had a problem in valued cost, so we are not going to compute it. It's not like that. Instead of that one working note, there will be 3 working notes. Instead of working note to compute, WN means working note, valued cost per unit, we will prepare 3 working notes. I am going to elaborate all the 3 working notes in all details today. So try to focus on them. You need a little bit practice of this, and your institute module carries few questions only. I'll be concentrating on those questions in detail in these classes. What are 3 working notes? Number 1, statement of equivalent production. I will elaborate it in detail, giving you a format also. 10 columns. Yes, only 10 columns. So concentrate on 10 columns as we reach there. Number 2, statement of cost. It's a easier statement. Depends on first statement. 4 columns only, depends on first statement. Number 3, statement of evaluation. Remember earlier questions. What were the items where you put valued cost? Completed units transferred to next process, abnormal loss, abnormal gain. 3 things earlier. Now we will have another thing, closing WIP. 4 things. We need to have maximum evaluation of those 4 things in this statement of evaluation. Having made it, we prepare process account which must tally on its own even now. So we want to make process account, purpose is same, no profit impact, nothing like that. We want to get cost per unit, but instead of valued cost per unit, we are having statement of cost in which we will have cost per unit. And evaluation will be done of each item separately and very carefully. Now, before I explain these 3 statements, I will elaborate on what equivalent units mean. So, try to understand along with me concept of equivalent units. I tell you, in a particular period, month or year, they incurred cost of 1,80,000 rupees. Whatever cost, material, labor, overhead, whatever cost, or total of all cost. They produced 10,000 complete units and 10,000 units 80% complete. Means they have incurred cost to the extent of 80% on the second category of 10,000 units. First category 10,000 units are fully complete, all cost incurred. On second category, only 80% cost has been incurred. Now, if I ask you, production units, option A, 10,000, B, 20,000, C, 18,000, D, none of these. Very simple objective type question. Students say, sir, in costing we don't get objective type question. This is for concept purpose. This is only to clear your concept. Now, if I say 10,000, it is not correct. Why it is not correct? Because I am ignoring the WIP. This ignores the WIP. I have incurred lots of cost on WIP also. How can I ignore it? Cannot ignore. If I divide by 10,000, means 18 per unit is wrong cost per unit. Because it has ignored any incurrence of cost on WIP. Can't do. 20,000 wrong, as it assumes WIP to be as good as complete units. I simply added 10,000, 10,000, 20,000. That is wrong. On second 10,000, full cost is not incurred. So I can't call it as good as full unit. This one is perfect. And we call it, there has to be perfect spelling of the word perfect. Perfect. This is called equivalent production units. How did I compute 10,000 100% complete, second 10,000 80% complete? If I add them both, it is total equivalent production of 18,000 units. Now second 10,000 should be counted as 8,000 only, because whatever cost I would have incurred on 8,000 full units, I have incurred on 10,000 80% complete units. So 80% is called degree of completion. Degree of completion. Units of WIP multiplied by degree of completion will give me equivalent units of that production. This example was easy, and what I got ultimately 1,80,000 rupees divide by 18,000. Rupees 10 per unit is 10 per equivalent unit is my cost per unit. That is what I will get in statement of cost. But stop there, it's not that easy. Here I said WIP units were 80% complete in all respects. Sometimes you are told WIP is 80% complete with regard to material, 70% complete with regard to labor, 60% complete with regard to overheads. Now what to do? Understand clearly. Equivalent units with regard to material, labor, overheads can be different. So I compute separately equivalent units for material, for labor, for overheads separately in one table only, which is my statement of equivalent production. That's why there are 10 columns. I'll explain those columns. We'll practice that also, but try to understand the equivalent units can be different for different components of cost. So I need to compute them separately. So here if I had to do, it becomes 18,000 for material, 17,000 for labor, 16,000 for overheads. This is 10,000 finished goods, 8,000 WIP. 10,000 finished goods, 7,000 WIP. 10,000 plus 6,000. How did I get 6,000? 60% of 10,000. Because it was 60% complete for overheads. Now question arises, how do I get cost per unit? Get separately detailed material cost, labor cost, overhead cost. Material cost divided by 18,000, material cost per equivalent unit. Labor cost divided by 17,000, labor cost per equivalent unit. Overhead cost divided by 16,000, overhead cost per equivalent unit. Then add per unit, you will get the total cost per equivalent unit. That is how we make statement 1 and statement 2. And stop there, this is not all. Here I did not talk about losses and gains. That will also be very relevant for my analysis purpose. So things involving losses and gains, and then all the three statements to be understood. Once evaluation is done, I'll be able to make the process account which will tally on its own. I hope this much basics are clear to you. Now, under this equivalent production, there are going to be two methods to be discussed. Number one is weighted average method, that will be getting on with main focus, and second method to be done later on is FIFO method, first in first out method. So I am doing all three statements under method 1. This is called weighted average method. I am just writing for your remembrance condition to apply this method. Cost details related to opening WIP are known. Means opening WIP cost, the detail should be given material, labor, overhead cost. I will tell you exception somewhere in a question, but normally this is the detail required. The degree of completion of opening WIP is not required. It will be required in FIFO method. So you can note that also. Degree of completion of opening WIP is not required. Now make it sure what I am saying is opening WIP. I'm not talking of closing WIP. For closing WIP, certainly you will be knowing that degree of completion or will be presuming something. So this is the condition to apply weighted average method. Now I reach one by one 3 statements. Statement 1. Statement of equivalent production. Now make it very carefully along with me. I will dictate you quite a lot of notes on this which will be very helpful in the ultimate questions later on. Now I told you there are going to be 10 columns in this. What are the headings of 10 columns? I will tell you how to fill, but first headings of those 10 columns. Making 10 columns here. First 4 columns always to be filled first. Input, units, output, units. It is same as process account debit side is input, process account credit side is output. The new things which are coming here, in input side opening WIP, in output side closing WIP. Rest of things are same, what you have done earlier. Where does abnormal loss come? Credit side, output side. Normal loss, credit side, output side. Transfer to next process, credit side, output side. Abnormal gain, where it comes? Debit side. I will not put it on input side. Instead, I will show as a negative item on output side. Negative item on output side. One and same thing. Instead of putting on debit, I am putting on credit by deducting. Credit side is output side, debit side is input side. So this is how I will fill this input units, output units. Now after that, what I am going to get? 3 main columns. Material, labor, overheads. That's it. Now students start shouting. They say, sir, there are 7 columns. You said 10. I still say there are going to be 10. Because under these material, labor, overhead, there is a sub column each. There is sub column material, labor and overhead. So they are broadly 2 columns each. What is there in material percentage of completion and equivalent units? Percentage, equivalent units. Percentage, equivalent units. This is going to be my statement of equivalent production. I am going to fill it here. One standard table will be used in all questions to follow in weighted average method. In FIFO, some changes will come later on. What are the inputs? I am going to put everything here now. What are the inputs? Inputs are opening WIP, fresh input. It can be first process, fresh input, in second process, third process, input received from previous process. That will come here. What are the outputs? That is a key thing, because on outputs, the full question is going to be solved. Number 1, very important. Normal loss. Normal loss. Going to have a longer lines here. Remember, this full statement is purely quantitative. No monetary term comes in first statement, statement of equivalent production. Normal loss, that is the first output I will detail after I write all of them. Number 2, abnormal loss. Students have a question. Sir, should I follow the sequence or can I change? There is no harm in changing, but practice it the same way. So sequence will automatically come to you. We will automatically put it in the same sequence. Whether it is abnormal loss or gain, you get to know by balancing figure of this units column. So if normal loss is not there, you will not put. Loss and gain both will not come together, abnormal loss and abnormal gain. One of them will come, if at all. Number 3. Completed units. Completed units means units transferred to next process. Or if it is last process, units transferred to finished goods stock. That is completed units. Number 4. Closing WIP. If there is no opening WIP, no closing WIP, why we are making this statement at all? Will not make. We'll do valued cost per unit and question will be easily over. Number 5. Abnormal gain. Deducted. Tick, 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 bracket tick. Bracket tick means minus. I have to subtract abnormal gain from output side. This is the 4 columns you should put in the sequence. You must make them in a sequence. Input units, output units. That is complete. Now percentages I am going to give you the rules for those. Once you understand the rules, you can fill up the table easily. I'm going to dictate you something, must note along with me. Today is a day to understand. Nothing doing with questions. Questions will reach when we will reach. There are lots of questions, 4 or 5 questions to solve. We'll reach there, they will do this again and again. But as of today, note it along with me. Some details I am dictating, I am writing here also. For you to remember, very important, and I will write those in the table also so that you can easily do. So write there details related to statement of equivalent production. This statement is purely quantitative in nature and does not include any monetary figures. Degrees of completion to be followed in weighted average method for various outputs. How many items I have written on output side? 5. Normal loss, abnormal loss, completed units, closing WIP and abnormal gain. You have to remember degree of completion for material, labor, overheads for all of them. Once you are able to do that, your statement will be complete. So going one by one on all outputs. Number 1, normal loss. Degree of completion shall be 0% for all components of cost, material, labor, overhead, irrespective of anything given in the question. As you study in law, there is a language, notwithstanding anything contained in any law. So this is irrespective of any information given in question. Question will like to disturb you. Question will like you to be confused. He will give you normal loss degree percentage, 80% material, 90% labor, 20% overhead, whatever. Total nonsense. I will not use. I will always put 0% degree of completion in normal loss. Normal loss is predictable loss, so that is to be considered loss. No output in that regard shall be considered. So this is 0% for all components of cost, irrespective of information given in the question. Number 2. After I write it all, we will revise it by writing in the table. In table, I will write everything I am writing here. So try to be focused. Must remember principles. If these principles are not correctly done, question can never be correct. Abnormal loss. What is abnormal loss? It is accidental cause. It was not predicted. It happened due to negligence. Due to a circumstance it has happened. Remember my examples from first lecture of process costing. It is accidental loss, abnormal. You are not anticipating it at all. So what I should do? Consider degree of completion given for scrap in the question. If no such degree of completion is given, we consider 100% degree of completion for all components of cost. Now, if question tells me when did the loss happen, he will tell me how much material had been incurred there, how much labor incurred, how much overheads incurred. If accident took place in midway, so degree of completion will be known, how much material, labor, overhead are getting lost. If nothing is given, I presume it was a complete product and then the loss happened. The loss happened on completion of the product. We have incurred everything, material, labor, overhead 100%. But this is if degree of completion is not given. First, look in the question. If you find degree of completion in question, fine, take that. Whatever is given for scrap. Apply it only on abnormal loss. Don't apply on normal loss. On only abnormal loss. If degree completion not given, then 100% material, 100% labor, 100% overheads have been lost in abnormal loss. Number 3. Number 3 is easiest. Completed units. We are talking only weighted average method. In FIFO, it will be something else. Here I am telling only weighted average method. Surely 100% complete with regard to material, labor, overheads. Question cannot change that degree of completion because only once it is complete, it is being transferred to next process. So 100% in completed units. Number 4. Closing WIP. This is the main area due to which we are doing all this. Otherwise, we did not need to make all this statement of equivalent production. Either degree of completion for closing WIP shall be given. Otherwise, if it is not given, we presume material 100%, labor 50%, overheads 50%. In other words, presumption is material put into the process at start and conversion cost. What is conversion cost? Labor and overheads incurred evenly throughout the process. Evenly throughout the process. So either it is given, question may give you 20%, 30%, 40%. If it gives, you have to take that. If nothing is given, then we presume 100, 50, 50. Number 5. Abnormal gain degree of completion. Very important to remember. Must be taken 100% as regards all material, labor, overhead, irrespective of information given in the question. Whatever question says, I am not bothered, I am going to take 100%. But remember, it is being multiplied with negative figure. So it will be negative to be deducted in computing equivalent units total. Now these 5 things you must remember, they are the base of the equivalent production concept. It's not over, it's first statement only which is going to get over within next 5 minutes. You must remember these 5 different principles. Let me revise. How to revise? I am putting in this. Normal loss. How much normal loss? Nil. Question cannot change it. Nil multiplied by any units will be nil equivalent units. Percentages principle I have told, percentage multiplied by units in output will give me equivalent units. Abnormal loss. Either given, first choice is given. If not given, 100%. Can't say 100% if it is given. If it is given, first choice is given. Try to take the given degree of completion of abnormal loss from scrap. If it is not given in question, what is the degree of completion of abnormal loss, then I take 100, 100, 100. Completed units certainly 100%. Nobody can change it. In closing WIP, either given, if it is given, take as given. If not given, 100%, 50%, 50%. And very importantly, this is 100%, negative figure will come. Negative figure shown in brackets. I have tried to compile everything that I wrote there. If you can write this much and remember this much, the first table will be easily created. I hope this much is clear. Now this is what I am going to talk. X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. This is the total. Total equivalent units for material X, total equivalent units for labor Y, total equivalent units for overheads Z. This is statement number 1, statement of equivalent production. I reach statement 2. Statement of cost. It is comparatively easier, but is dependent on first statement. If first statement is incorrect, you will never get the correct answer or correct process account. So you can write here a little bit. This statement is used to calculate cost per equivalent unit for all components of cost. Under weighted average method we compute total cost, that is cost of current period plus cost of opening WIP. So making a format here, the format looks like this, 4-column format, very easy format. Cost or element of cost, I can say, amount, equivalent units, cost per equivalent unit. It is very simple here. I'll put materials cost. I will show in A working note here. Labor in B. Overheads in C. You can show it here also. You can show it separately at the bottom also. Equivalent unit is X, Y, Z. If this is column 1, this is column 2, this is column 3, column 4 is equal to 2 divided by 3. If cost is divided by equivalent units, you will get cost per equivalent unit. I can call it PQR. S is the total what I can get. Now how to get ABC? A, important. Current period material cost, add opening WIP material component whatever total you get less scrap value of normal loss, if any. Net material cost, I call it A. Now this is highly important. Subtract, but subtract what? Scrap value of only normal loss. Even if there is any scrap value of abnormal loss, that will not come here. Only of normal loss, the word should be noted carefully. So that is how to compute A. B and C are quite simple. B is what? Current period labor cost, add opening WIP labor component. This is B. I told you condition to apply this method. If we are not having details of opening WIP cost for material, labor, overheads, you can't apply weighted average method because they are needed with bifurcation here to compute ABC. Current period overhead cost plus opening WIP overhead cost, overhead component. If I add them, I'll get C. In FIFO method, it is different. It is only current period cost which will come there. Opening WIP cost does not come in statement of cost in FIFO method, which we will be doing later on. At the moment, weighted average method, yes, this is how to compute ABC. Having computed this, we'll get equivalent units from previous statement. We have done first statement. This is XYZ. Total equivalent units of material, labor and overhead. This is what I am getting from first statement. Totals are coming. Don't worry, today you note all the concepts, all the formats. In next classes to come, you are going to follow the examples, illustrations. You'll get confidence over that. But believe me, it is very, very important from exam angle. So it has to be understood and done clearly. That's why I'm spending so much time on the concept. I'm on to the last statement. Last statement is statement of evaluation. Statement number 3. Statement of evaluation. Under this statement, we use the cost per equivalent unit computed in statement 2 in detail to evaluate the following items. Maximum 4 items. I am writing in a different order. Completed units, abnormal gain, abnormal loss, closing WIP. Here I am writing use total cost per equivalent unit. Component method. Now it is very easy to use total cost per equivalent unit, but you need some practice to make component method successful. So I am writing little bit about component method. Under component method, we pick equivalent units from statement 1 and multiply with respective cost per equivalent units from statement 2. Now what I will do, I will just show you here. While you do illustrations in next class, you will understand it 100%. So don't be disheartened if you don't get it 100% today. Now we are going to use it surely for closing WIP and maybe abnormal loss also if applicable. Closing WIP will surely be there. Now let us say here I am getting D, E, F. D is closing WIP equivalent units with regard to material. Now my cost evaluation for closing WIP will be like this, as I do at the bottom. D multiplied by what is cost per equivalent unit with regard to material. I wrote there in that statement P. P is for material, Q for labor, R for overheads, into P. D into P. This is material cost. Labor cost, E into Q. Overheads, F into R. This might sound little difficult, but as you do in 2, 3, 4 questions, you will find it very simple. And when you are doing it, two statements will be just adjacent to each other on same page. So you can easily pick and choose. Simple thing, concentrate on statement of equivalent production, closing WIP, because we are valuing closing WIP. Find equivalent unit of material there, I found it D. Multiply with cost per equivalent unit for material in statement 2. E multiplied by cost per equivalent unit for material. F multiplied by cost per equivalent unit for overheads. Multiply and add, you get the closing WIP. Once you have got closing WIP also, abnormal loss also, the abnormal gain and completed units are not difficult. They are based on total into total. Total I computed there S. S multiplied by units transferred to next process, completed units valued. S multiplied by abnormal gain units, done valuation of that. Concentrate only on closing WIP and abnormal loss if applicable. They are to be done carefully. Having done that, the things for the day are not complete. I'll make a process account format also. Same format you have been doing earlier. I'll only add what? Opening and closing WIP. Opening WIP if applicable and closing WIP also. Opening WIP, 2 opening WIP, 2 material, 2 labor, 2 overheads. No abnormal gain comes on debit side only. It is not to be deducted from credit side. Sorry, in unit column, labor overheads will not come. By normal loss, scrap if any. Abnormal loss, either loss or gain will be there. By transfer to next process. By closing WIP. Now use evaluation for this, this and this. They are based on statement of evaluation. Now also the process account will surely tally on its own. Sitting in exam, you will come to know that you have done it perfectly. But remember, if you copied some wrong cost, even then it will tally. So do it carefully. It should be correct in all sense. This is what we will start practicing in tomorrow's class.